you is that I love doing online courses, and guess what? In Pakistan, most of the time people don't understand what are online courses. They're like, what is MOOC? What is Canvas? However, universe always conspires to give you what you work for. In 2024, I got an opportunity to design a Canvas LMS online course. Believe my eyes that the course that the platform that I'm doing my course on has enabled me to design an online course. First of all, I normal online course. I wanted something unique which would cater to Gen Z, particularly who we are teaching. Gen Z is a very visual generation. So we totally changed. We designed a course, English for Career Excellence. So it was an English for Career Development course, which we redesigned to English for Career Excellence. We did not name our participants, we called them champs, just to give them a feeling of empowerment. And then we designed a course in which in every module there was lots of colors, there were memes, there were gifs, there were discussion. For them to design a resume, then we also asked them, how would your resume look in real life? If you would ask them, how would you how would you make a cover letter if you were applying for a meme manager, like the memes manager, right? So we added a touch of Gen Z in it, like a very fun human element. We wouldn't write something like, make sure your work is done. We would write something like, we believe in you, we know life happens, however, have faith, you're going to do it. So, adding human element to the courses has been extremely rewarding. We received 100% result. We enrolled 40 students. All of them have graduated in a span of 6 weeks. We just conducted their graduation ceremony, and we also have a LinkedIn page, English for Career Excellence, and you can join that if you wish to be a part of cohort 2. And we would love for you to be a part of cohort 2, because everything is awesome about that course.
You talked about meme being innovative with regard to your profession. So instructional design is a field that requires creativity and a deep understanding of learners' need, as you talked about. So how do you balance innovation with pedagogical principles when designing courses or learning materials for global audiences?
Okay, so sorry, what was your question? Can you repeat it? Like, how do I balance between what?
Being innovative and pedagogical principles, how you're
Mhm.
supposed to balance these two things.
Okay. So, we need to understand the fact that, like I mentioned before, that um, for example, if somebody is coming to study English for Career Excellence, they are not looking for memes and gifs. They're looking for something serious. They're looking for a platform. They're looking for a portfolio, for a very serious portfolio which will help them excel. So, what we did was that when we designed the course, one question was that you have to post your resume, b you have to do a peer review of another person's resume, right? So they not just designed their own resume, they also walked in the shoes of a teacher by reviewing another person's resume. It's always good to review first, and then along with that make your own resume. And then we also wanted a creative touch by having some fun. So we would ask them to make some memes or some gifs. We also talk to them about a lot of AI tools. There are a lot of tools that support resume making. We also told them about the ethical use of AI generative. We also asked them how to make prompts that are going to help you. I mean, by we, I mean me and my partner, Sana and Atan. We also told them that AI generation is like mayonnaise. It's if too much is put on a sandwich, it becomes really disgusting, but it has to have the right balance. So this is how we balanced everything. We cannot just keep them away from AI generatives or any smart tools, because it is a need of the time. It really helps your work, But again, if it's used too much, then there's no point. So you need to use your brain, AI, pedagogical skill, creativity, and you will come up with amazing
All right, all right. Um, Ma'am, you've worked with various international platforms and initiatives. How do you stay updated with the latest trends and technologies and education? And how do you incorporate them into your instructional designing practices?
I'm sorry, what was the first part of the question?
um, you have worked basically on on different platforms and on different initiatives. And my question is, how do you stay updated with the latest trends and technologies and education, and how do you incorporate them into your instructional design practices?
Okay, thank you. So basically, it's all about showing up, right? For example, um, I remember I applied in my school when I was back from USA. I had no job. I applied in one of my schools. I went there, gave a demo to class 4. And since I've always been a university teacher, I don't know how to teach students. I started giving a demo, and they were like, "You have failed miserably." Like, I was like, "No, I'm a good teacher. How can I fail?" They were like, "You did not ask the students to take out their erasers. You did not tell them which page to open. You just came and started teaching." And I was like, "What? Do we have to do that?" And it was I was like, I can't do that. This is way too much for me. Anyway, I was sitting in my home, and then I got a call from the same coordinator that, there was this teacher who was having major surgery, and we immediately needed somebody to fill her seat. And I taught in that school, ACE International Bahia University, for 1 whole year, which was an amazing experience. So, what I'm trying to tell you guys here is I see a lot of people saying, "Okay, we can't apply. We don't know if we're going to make it." So one of my colleagues, they called me, and they were like, "There are vacancies in GIK. Should we apply?" And I was like, "What's wrong in applying? Is that even a question? Of course, apply. Take the interview, and if you're not happy or happy, weigh your options, and then you can decide." So please apply. Apply for FLT. Apply for T. Apply for UGrad. Apply for SUSI. Apply for Humphrey. Uh, I applied for GOC so many times until I got selected. I applied 3 years for in instructional design, then I got selected. I have been interviewed by the US Department of State so many times. I know one day I will be selected. I have been interviewed by LUMS so many times. I share a lot of opportunities with my friend, and they're like, "No way, we cannot apply there. They will never select us." But I have been interviewed, which is a step ahead, right? I got interviewed for a position in British Council yesterday, which was amazing. So this is also a big achievement that you're selected from so many people. So moral of the story is never shy away from applying. Keep on applying. And one of the very intimidating degrees, Fulbright. Nobody wants to apply there because, oh my god, it's so difficult. You must apply. It will open a lot of avenues for you guys.
All right. Ma'am, I basically have a few online questions that I want to put in front of you. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sure.
The first question that I have is: do you think English Works of 2016 is different from English Works program these days?
um Yes, it is. Actually, before COVID and after COVID, things have changed a lot. I really, really, really hope, pray, and wish if anybody is listening and they're looking for an English Works teacher, please hire me. I really want to, because there's so much difference in 2016 and 2024. Um, I remember when I was teaching, it was amazing again, but again, um, there were so many things I could have done differently had it been this time. I was an English Works instructor, but again, I feel like I was not able to give my full potential. But now, if I am, then I would totally rock the world. I would probably become the president of English Works. So if anybody is looking for a teacher, please hire me.
I have another question from another attendee. Um, he wants to ask, in your opinion, do these programs succeed in creating sustainable change, or are they limited to short-term benefits? What metrics would truly capture the impact?
They can actually, like I said, कि you will not find a lot of people in Pakistan understanding online courses. However, there is always an invisible force which takes you to the right direction. Now the choice is yours. Okay? Do you want to simply stay where you are, or do you want to? And I have noticed that we are very reward oriented people. We just want a reward. That day I was asking my students, KG, you should have posts on your LinkedIn. They were like, how many marks are you going to give us? And I'm like, it's not about marks. It's about you. I'm not asking you to post me on LinkedIn. I'm asking you, right? So like I told you guys, I was doing online courses. I would write them on my resume. Anybody would see my resume. They would be like, what are these online courses? Where is your research? I'm not a research oriented person. I'm an action research oriented person. I like doing short things. I don't like all of those other things. So you will find your path. ठीक है, you there will come a time when somebody will reward you. So I would highly encourage each and every one of you to please do at least 10 online courses every year. Do at least one online course. There are so many different platforms. Search for them, put them on your LinkedIn, and you will definitely collaborate. Like agar if you're applying for an online course, or uske, for example, if there is an instructor Amanda Adams, online course always has, these are the two instructor. You email them, and if they do not reply in 2 days, please change my name to whatever. They always respond. International instructors always respond. You can ask them about anything. You can ask them to come on a podcast with you. Start your podcast. बोले मेरी podcast में आ जाएं. Anything. Collaborate with them. Have a webinar like Abbas Sayyed is doing the webinar. उनके साथ you can do a webinar. So it's up to you.
All right, all right. Another question is, given the rapid rise of AI in technology and education, how do you see the role of programs like English Works evolving in the next decade?
So you can never ever exchange human interaction and human teaching with any AI, right? There is so
All right.
much, there is so much more. Like for example, there are four happy hormones that you should be getting every day in order to survive, which is dose, right? Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin. And they only happen by interaction, right? By hugging someone, by being kind to a pet, by getting rewards from a human, a high five, clap, somebody applauding your name, and that can never be replaced by any AI. Like I said, AI can always help you in in your everyday task or whatever. I use AI for my LinkedIn post. It really helps me balance out everything, because sometimes we as human have a habit of just vomiting out our emotions, but then AI tells us, you need to calm down. It's not that deep. But like I said, human interaction and English Works is, Pakistan is has the most alumni of English Works in all across the world. So we are definitely doing something right. And please don't ever think that AI will take over. It can never take over as long as humans are alive.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Another question that I have, basically, I think it's on Facebook. What are the primary goals of English Works program in Pakistan, and how does it aim to equip students with language skills for professional growth?
Okay, so English Works is a 6 month program. First of all, the best thing that it gives you is that it connects you from people, different people, apart from your university or school, wherever you are. So, one thing which they highly encourage is speaking in English language. And we all know English is not just a lingua franca of the world, it's also a philanthropic language which helps connects people all across, right? It's more than just speaking in English. For example, if you meet a foreigner who's in trouble and they speak French, you speak Urdu, then I mean, if you speak in English only, then you would be able to help them, right? You go to airport, you watch different dramas. So they, number one, they highly encourage you to speak in English, and after 6 months, your career is going to skyrocket. So this is the kind of success, students in English works become so empowered, they speak so well, that this is the kind of success that otherwise you find after 5 years of an experience. The kind of confidence that you get after 5 years of professionally working, they give you that confidence when you're simply a student. They do so many events, like English Works is now conducting an English Works conference. I think my first conference was like when I started teaching, and then I applied and this and that, and after 5 to 6 years of my professional degree, I got to work or present in a conference. But they are doing that for students, so they give you little snippets of everything. They conduct interviews in a very safe space. They give you such a safe space. They don't judge you in any bad way. They encourage you. There are so many events that are happening. They celebrate Students' Day, Teachers' Day, International Education Day. Um, I mean, they're always empowering you. There's this community. So these are all a couple of things. Uh, Apart from a certificate, they give you this whole experience of everything that the world is going to test you with. And even before you apply for jobs, you're ready. You're like, bring it on.
Um, there's another online question. Um, Ma'am, the attendee wants to know what are your thoughts on the criticism that search programs like English Works um, receive, that basically these programs are tools of could be tools of cultural diplomacy or soft power. Do you view this as a strength, a challenge, or both?
Okay, so we cannot stop people from thinking what they think. However, I have been a part of English Works. I've been an English language instructor, and it has done nothing but give a platform where everybody can express themselves. I have not seen any English Work students who has backtracked in life. So this is like COVID being a controversy. There are people who think that, vaccination is also a secret agenda, and then COVID was a secret lab experiment. I mean, I feel like English is an international language which must be learnt by everyone. And there could be people who feel like this is an agenda for encouraging soft power or brainwashing the minds of youth. But I feel like there is no such thing. They empower you, and I know a student who belonged from a very financially challenging household. Now he is a trainer in English. He was in English for 2018, and now he is a manager, a trainer. And there are so many successful students she went for. I would encourage you guys to make the most of everything. I mean, they can. It's same thing that we should not be using mobile phone. How can we not use mobile phone? They might be an agenda, but we are making the most of it, right? So just focus on the good things, and good will come to you.
Um, there's yet another question that I want to ask. Um, does the program have an alumni network, and if so, how does it support participants after completing the course?
Oh, yes, it has a very strong network by the name of Pakistan US Alumni Network. And then your email is registered in the network, and any and every opportunity that comes your way, you are always encouraged to apply when you have your email. And please, by email, I mean, if you wish to be a part of English Works and if you wish to have your resume made, please have a decent email address. I know a lot of people who have very weird emails like, scholar or pata nahi, teacher or this and that. You should have the email of your own name, right? So once you become an English Works alumna, then if you really want to, then the world is your oyster, and you can be a part of so many different things. There are so many conferences that are happening. They need especially alumni, EU alumni, to become a part of that. So that I know this. I know this alumni Varda from Karachi. Oh my God, her English, after her English works, she is now hosting, those matches, matches that are happening. I don't know, cricket matches, IPL. No, India, IPL to India ke.
PSL.
PSL, she's hosting PSL. Now she's taking a trip to Azerbaijan as a host. She's hosting so many events, like, those housing societies events. So, it's how you make the most of it. You have English work certificates. Most of the time people are like, just for the sake of it, we can't go. I have conducted so many events in which I asked my students to come. They would first of all agree, and then on the same day they would be like, we can't come, we have this, we have that. So, you really need to step out of your comfort zone, and the sky is your limit once you wish to show up.
All right. Ma'am, could you please talk more about English Works conference that you attended?
No, I mean, I did not attend a conference. It was a conference for the students that is happening.
Hmm.
So,
All right. All
like
right.
I said, that, when English Work started, I was one of the pioneers. And again, it was amazing experience. However, now after COVID, a lot of international collaborations are happening. The English Works conference that will be held is for the students. So, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that it took me a lot of experience and years to be a presenter in English Works. But English Works is making that happen for the students who are merely 18, 19 years old. So that's amazing.
Definitely.